Welcome to Toffee TV. It's ridiculously hot. So if I hear one person complaining in the comments that we're wearing shorts, I do not care. I don't care anyway,
no,
but
I don't care.
It is
Why would you?
So hot.
It's roasting.
Oh, it's hot. Do you know what else is hot enough? The transfer market. It's not. I'm only kidding.
Though, is it?
2 weeks ago, till the transfer market window shuts for us in the Premier League, certainly. How are you feeling about it?
I'm all right, but I want something to happen. I think another signing would really help. And in a centre forward, preferably, would really help. It's difficult, isn't it? Because not much is happening anyway.
No.
But you don't worry about anyone else, do you?
No.
You're looking at your own squad and obviously seeing Lookman going out the door and Garner following. You're looking at what we're going to do to bring in. So I think it's natural to start feeling a little bit like there's only 2 weeks left, will we do it?
But we signed our first player last season. At this point, we signed Richarlison. I think we had a week extra though, didn't we, in terms of till the close of the window. So
no, we didn't. You
sure?
Yeah, because the season kicked off. It was the 9th of August last year. Yeah.
Okay.
So but that makes it even more thingy.
I'm a little bit. I'm sitting here. I'm not like nervous because I'm trying not to be like that. But I am sitting here thinking, well, are we still after the players that we'd identified apparently in April and March? They said Delph was one they identified. They already had Gomez. They wanted Zuma. That doesn't look like it's happening. But are they still after those other players? Because you would have thought that we'd be. I suppose that's the difference in the wording. Identified, no. Got down the road and negotiating. Identified. So it's touch and go, because I personally feel like the squad is weaker because we haven't got Zuma, because of the Ghana situation, because of Lookman. Gomez we had last season. I think he'll improve this season. I think Delph will be a good signing, but they're not players to get you excited, and they're not necessarily players to win your games of football. We need something in there. We need. I'm not saying a wow signing, but we do need someone who improves us. And so far, there's plenty of names getting thrown around, but because I suppose it's worse because we do our business so secretly now that you get all these names thrown at you, but you don't know where we are. And it's all right for us to sit here and go, "Oh, just chill out," but we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen in the next 2 weeks.
It's a shame, no, aren't we? Because you do get nervous. I mean, you look and go, if we don't replace Garner, is Delph enough in there? Potentially, because he can do things Garner can't do. Garner can do things he doesn't get nick the ball as much as Garner does, but then again, he might be a bit more progressive. You could potentially argue that Garner is a hell of a player, though. We need a centre back, with 2 down from last season. Jack's has gone, obviously Zuma. It looks like it's not happening, so we've lost out there. So at the minute, we've got Yerry Mina, who I actually think will be a good player for Everton, but he hasn't, he's got to stay fit. We've got obviously Michael Keane's there, and Mason's back. Up top, we've looked very thin in the 3 games we've played, or 2 games we've played really so far, because we haven't had Dom, and we haven't had Richarlison, but we still need another one anyway with them.
And we've Cenk's injured.
Cenk's injured, and then Lookman's gone, and so we need a winger, and we know we want a left-footed winger. But I would say if he got a winger, a striker, and a centre back, then I would be happy. I still want Garner replaced. I still want a replacement for Garner. And then obviously he's talking about a right back. But that's 5 players.
I suppose. I mean, the way to look at it is simply we've got aspirations of breaking into that top 6, and it doesn't feel like it's a million miles away.
No.
But if we don't improve the squad, if we don't make it stronger, the whole thing stronger, then it's pointless. Garner's a fantastic player who will take a lot to replace, because he's the pivot of the team. He springs the team forward when he nicks the ball. You know, he allows us to catch teams as they're attacking us to counter attack them. He's so important, and it can't just be this, well, we've lost him. Zuma allowed. I'm not saying Zuma was amazing all season, but he wasn't, because he wasn't. But towards the end, when everything else was fitting into place, he was the player who is that player who has got that little bit extra pace to get across. Keane's the player who goes for the ball. He's the player who goes across and deals with, you know, the pace threat. These things can't just be ignored. They have to be dealt with. These players have to be replaced with good quality, and that's the problem. The problem is that we're looking to replace players without improving the squad.
But playing devil's advocate then, or playing Everton's side of it. Okay, so last summer we made very good signings, I would say. They all improved the squad and the side, and it was done, like you've just rightly pointed out. It started with Richarlison came in, and we you know, we ended up getting 4 in the last week, didn't we? They'll know what's needed, and when you look at what's gone out so far, I would argue, obviously Zuma is a massive miss because we had him. Garner will be a massive miss, but they will try to replace Zuma without a shadow of a doubt. I think they'll try and replace Garner. That's what all the noises are. But we do have Delph who can do that role. I'm not saying it's like for like, and he's going to be the same. I'm just saying, but quite clearly there's a massive hole where Zuma isn't there. We got to the end of the season. The manager, through various media sources, said he wanted a striker and a left-footed right winger. So, and we know that there's been too many links for. We know that they're looking at those kind of players. So from Everton's side, they'll be like, they could sit there and be going, well, we've got deals in, the wheels are in motion for these deals. They haven't happened as quick as we want, but they're there.
I suppose the worry is...
They're not going to leave it, are they?
I suppose the worry is that there is only 2 weeks left, and listen, a lot could have been going on for the last few weeks to the point where we're coming to the end of and getting...
Well, that's what happens with deals, isn't it?
So, but I suppose as a fan, the way you think about it is if it doesn't get done, then it's on the season. And the next minute fans are going into the season with that a little bit of unhappiness and worried about, you know, what the season holds because well,
you want to kick on, don't you? We finished the season so strongly. We were the 3rd best team over the last 10 games in the league. We finished it very strongly. We had some really positive results, and you finish on that high. You want to get these players in and let's kick on from this point. And we all want to feel like we've kicked on. And I think we've got 3 players in. You know, this, like, again, just to reiterate your point, this time last year was Richarlison, the first player through the door. We've already got Andre Gomez, we've got Jonas Lersel, whether you think it's a decent sign, and we've got Fabian Delph. So we've got 3 players in, so we mustn't ignore that. But it's at the top end of the pitch where I think people look and go, if Moyes Keane,
but ultimately
happened, or if Kurt Zuma happened, I think everyone would be like, yeah, we're ready now. But at this moment, you can understand where people's nerves are, or people are getting a bit worried. But just before you think it, but we know that these deals have been going on for months and months before they come to fruition. So I'm hoping that the roots are coming up, you know, the sprinklings are coming through. And
ultimately, it's a spine, though, isn't it? Centre back, centre midfield, and a centre forward.
Yeah.
You know, and that's so important to get those 3 positions right. And with only a couple of weeks left, it's either going to be a really exciting couple of weeks where a lot of things, you know, drop into place. But then on the flip side of that, you know, managers tend to want their players in early, in pre-season. But
he spoke about that, though, didn't he, the other day? He said that ideally he would have liked them in. He said, but we know we have to go up to the window with some, because some deals take longer than others, and we're waiting on clubs doing things. And I think that's right. I think Everton, I know how you'd do it, but I think it'd be good to hear the manager again address it, or Marcel Brands just say, look, this is where we're up to. They don't have to, because it's up to them, but I just think it helps. But I think what I'm trying to do, and it does make you feel a little bit unsettled, because you see other clubs getting players, but I always go back to the thing he said last year, which is I'd rather wait a day later for the right player than buy the wrong one a day earlier. And I used last summer as the barometer for them, in that they got those players in. They got some excellent players in right up until deadline. I mean, Kurt Zouma was literally minutes we're talking, getting them registered. So that's where my confidence is with it. Is it frustrating? Yeah, I'd like to have had it. Even if we just had a centre forward in now, and we knew that we were going to get another couple in, I'd be calmer. Yeah. And I'd like to have seen him in these games. It's like you're looking at these friendlies and you're going, can't take anything from it really other than fitness, because we haven't got anyone new who we're trying to bed in. Yeah. Obviously, Fabian Delph coming in, we'll see how he beds in. But in the top end of the pitch, we've still had Umar Niasse. Now, as much effort as Umar puts in, I don't think he's going to be part of our squad this season. So Nathan Broadhead's been a nice live wire player to watch, but I still don't think he's going to be getting in our 11, is he really? And he'll struggle to get in the 18. So that's a frustrating thing, because not having obviously Dom and not having the Richarlison as well. But we'll have to see. But hopefully, like you say, it'll be. I mean, how are you feeling before we finish? I mean, you've asked me. What are you feeling?
Hot.
I know it's hot.
Are
you nervous? Or
I'm not nervous, because I'm trying not to be nervous anymore, or I
trying to let it play out.
Yeah, because I'm trying to let it play out, but what will be will be. But what I will say is, if that's the case, then you've got to be realistic about it and say, and honestly say, right, if we don't get players in, then we're not going to be challenging for the top 6. And in fact, we could finish anywhere between 7th and 11th. And the simple facts are, the reason why is not that we're not a better team than anyone else. But the simple fact is, we won't have a squad. We won't have a squad to dig in like we didn't dig in last season. We won't have that, and ultimately, that will take a cost. Of course, it will. You can't get away from that, and you've got to hold your hands up and say, well, you can fight as hard as you want and be as good as you are on your day, but fatigue and suspensions and players out of form will, over 38 games and cup games, will always catch up with you. Always. And then you're having to, and then when you come into like the League Cup, you want to juggle, but you haven't got the quality to put them in the team. So then you miss out on the cups as well. So you've got to be realistic and say it will cost us. But then the problem with that is then come all the conspiracy theories with that, which makes life even more unbearable. Where it's like, well, we've got no money, and it's all the money's getting taken up by the stadium, or blah 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 blah. And so you can't. Everything then becomes about just being. Everyone's just miserable about it instead of just saying. And then suddenly everyone's a fraud, and you know what I mean. It takes away from the fact that you can't just go.
It's just emotions.
It is, and of course that's football, and everyone's got the right to those emotions. It just makes life a little bit harder. Whereas 3 signings, like you've just said, in the next 2 weeks,
changes.
Good, like it did last season, where we go. I mean, you go to last season, that was the same. You go Martinez's first season, going into that, and everyone's like, oh, and then suddenly you get Lukaku, and you get McCarthy, and you get Barry, and everyone's late. I remember that night, an hour before the window shut, and everyone was and then get those. It's like everyone was just
bouncing.
Jubilation. Everyone was on the high, you know, and that can be the difference between those emotions. Can be the difference. Going to the game as well. Go in the game thinking we've got a chance in this game because we've got a good side. It makes a difference for the crowd as well. If you go into games and you look at it and go, oh, didn't get so-and-so, we didn't get a replacement, it can put it down on the whole thing. And I just want to go into the season looking at our side, looking at our squad going, we've got a decent chance of having a go for top 6 this season. But I can't honestly sit here saying that at the moment. I'm just being a realist. In 2 weeks' time, who knows? We might have brought 2 or 3, and then everyone's going, well, actually, we do look all right, and we can kick on. We'll wait and see.
They'll know. They know. They're not stupid.
No, they do.
They'll have all their plans, and the manager seems quite calm about it. So you've got to just back it. It's never going to happen quick enough for us as fans, is it? Ideally, they'd have all been in by July the 1st, and you'd have put your feet up, although some people still would have wanted us to do something on deadline day because you get caught up with everything else. But fingers crossed.
Let us know your thoughts anyway on the transfer situation. Are you getting worried, or you're quite calm by it? You know, you think that the people in charge are going to get these deals done, or are the deals out of our hands? Are we trying to bring targets in and we're not offering enough, or the players are just have got completely ridiculous valuations like we've seen with some players already? You know, if Everton want to bring 3 in, you're talking £100 million there straight away for 3 players. So I don't know. Let us know your thoughts in the comments anyway on this one. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. Click the bell for alerts so you know when videos come out. And if you want more great shows, lots and lots of live shows, join us over on Patreon. The link is in the description. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later.